Hey guys, today I'm refreshing my everyday makeup drawer and this is the last one before we move. If you missed that surprise announcement, I'll link that video below. There's a timestamp if you only want to hear about why we're moving. Yeah, surprise, it was a surprise to us as well. So as always, I'm going to go through and give you a recap of what I've had in here for the past month. I've been loving the new organizers that we put in here in a vlog recently. It's been so nice to have just like a little bit more separation in here. So as always, I'm going to go through, give you a recap on what has been in here. And then the new stuff I pick out is going to be kind of like a pre-declutter everyday makeup drawer. So some chopping block stuff and just things I want to give another chance, things I'm not sure about. And then of course there'll be some stuff that I do like and want to keep thrown in the mix as well. But let's start over here. The Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer, I'm going to leave this in here. I only own 2 primers at the moment, I think. And this one is definitely, I think, my favorite for the summertime. It's hydrating, but it also is gripping without being super sticky. And I do like it better than the e.l.f. Jelly Pot Primer just because you don't have to let it sit for 10 minutes before you apply your makeup. That's a little bit of a big drawback to me, I think, about the e.l.f. Jelly Pot Primer. I love that primer otherwise, like it's super effective. But just the fact that you have to wait, it's just, you know, it's a little bit of an inconvenience. This one I don't find that I have to. I can just go directly into my foundation right after I apply this and it goes on super smoothly. It really, I feel like it does help keep my makeup in place. So I'm going to keep this in here just for the days that I want a primer. I don't wear primer every day, but you know, it's there. Let's see. I'm going to keep the the Glow Recipe bronzing drops in here as well because, you know, it's a nice summery product. I also don't wear this kind of thing every day, but this is nice because you can just apply this by itself to your face and it doesn't look too dark. Like some bronzing drops, you really do have to dilute them with like a moisturizer or something, but this you can just apply like as a serum or as a primer and it looks natural. It's my favorite bronzing drop that I've tried so far to use for that purpose. So I'm gonna keep that in there as well. I will go ahead and put away my NYX Bear With Me concealer. I love this so much. Used it definitely as my like default concealer over the past month. And then the LA Girl Pro Conceal, I think I'll put this one away as well. I did use this one too. This one I like. It's good, it's solid. It's not my favorite, but it's good enough, you know? So, but I'll go ahead and put both of those away. The CoverGirl Clean Invisible Foundation, I have been loving this. I am really tempted to keep it in here. You know what? I'm just going to keep it in here because I've just been having such a great time with it. I did a wear test on this and I feel the same way about it after using it even more as I did at the end of that video. Like I was really impressed in that video. I just think this is an amazing foundation for $7. It is light coverage and it really doesn't build up much beyond that. I think the most coverage I get out of it is when I apply it with my fingers, but even still, it's still light coverage. I like applying it with a sponge just because I love the finish that I get. It's so beautiful. It doesn't look like foundation at all. On top of the skin, it just like becomes one with my skin and looks amazing. Wears really well. So I've just been so impressed. Yeah, I'm going to keep that in here because I clearly don't want to be done with it. I am going to put the ColourPop Pretty Fresh foundation away. This is what I was using in all of my sunscreen demos, but I am finally done filming those. So I'm going to put this away for now. I actually used a good bit of this in just like the couple of months that I was using it for my sunscreen demos. I think I'm down to here. And then the AOA CC cream, I don't feel like I got to use this as much as I wanted to because I was also finishing up my Ilia skin tint, which is pretty much done now, I'm happy to say. There's like a couple uses left in it. It's on top of my desk right now, but that's the one I've just been focusing on since it's technically expired. I wanted to finish that first. I'm gonna put this away for now. I might put it back in. I'm not sure what other foundations I want to add in here, but since I already have a light coverage foundation in here, I might put this one away for now. This is my Sigma color corrector. I know it's ridiculous that I'm still not done with this. I really do need to finish this before we move, so that is gonna stay in here. And then the Ardell Brow Glue, this also just stays in here forever. All right, getting into some powders, I have really like my 2 favorites here. I think I'll put these both away for now. I'm not sure what powders I'm gonna pick, but this is the e.l.f. Halo Glow in Light Pink, which has been my go-to for the under eyes. I just love it so much. It really, you can see it's not that pink. Like it really doesn't look that pink. It just has like a really slight pinky peach tint, and it just it does something magical to the under eyes, I'm telling you. And then the CoverGirl Clean Fresh, look at the pan in this one. This one is definitely gonna be done this year. But I'm gonna put it away for right now just because I've made some really good progress on it. And I think I want to use my other pressed powder that I have. Okay, this is annoying. This is my Franken blush, which includes like 2 lipsticks and a highlighter stick. Really pretty shade. I really just wish I hadn't put it in this compact. This is just an empty compact that I had on hand, and I didn't think about the fact that I don't love the shape of this, but it doesn't, it's just slightly too tall to stand up in this drawer. Like, you know, other things stand up just fine, but this is just like a little bit too tall, so it's making it really awkward to store. So I'm gonna put this away for now. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with it yet, but I don't know. kind of over this, not gonna lie. Ooh, okay, this was exciting. I received a PR package from Lawless, and it had their new cream blushes. It had, I think it had all the shades. I just kept these 2. Honestly, I was only gonna keep one, but Nathan, I asked him which shade was his favorite, and he was like so excited about this shade. This is the shade Gumdrop, and I was like, really? Bubblegum pink, really? Because you guys know I'm not a big fan of bubblegum pink, but he was like, I think this would look really cute on you. So I'm like, okay, you know, I'll try it. I don't think I've ever had a blush quite this color. The other bubblegum pink blush that I have is the About Face one, and that one definitely is a little bit warmer than this one in comparison. And yeah, to be fair, I don't think I have tried a blush this exact shade of pink before. I will tell you, it's still not as much of a favorite to me as a nude shade like this one. This is Angel. You can see I have used Angel a lot more. This is more of just like an everyday blush shade for me. This one is a little bit more of like a funky color that I don't wear all the time, but I like it. Like, it has grown on me, this shade. I didn't think I would like such a cool toned pink, but it's actually kind of fun because I was totally gonna just stick to the one that I normally would pick. But yeah, I've been having fun with both. This formula is fantastic. It is kind of more of a matte cream blush. Yeah, you can see. It's kind of matte, the finish of it, which is nice because a lot of cream products are just really, really dewy, almost like sticky on your cheeks. This is not that way. It is more of like a velvety kind of almost cream to powder. Reminds me a little bit of the LYS cream blush and even the About Face cream blush, but it's not quite as like silicone-y feeling as that one. But yeah, really been enjoying the formula. That's the shade Gumdrop. Also, it's pigmented. I wouldn't describe it as sheer, but it's definitely buildable. It's not going to give you clown cheeks right away. Like, you can just build it to your desired intensity. That's Angel. You guys know that's obviously my favorite shade. I love that so much. Like a nude peachy rose. Oh, please. Staying power is also good. I always say this. Most blushes don't fade that much on me. Like, usually by the end of the day, there's still going to be blush on my cheeks. I don't know. I guess I just, like, my skin type, I'm just lucky. I don't know. But I've had good staying power with these. No issues with that. So really happy with those so far. I think I'm going to put them away just because I've definitely tested them quite a few times, so I feel like I have a good understanding of them. I will probably put one of them back in here, but I don't know what other products I want in here yet, so I'm just going to take them out for now. Then a few other blushes. These are ones that I've had in my collection for a little bit longer. Really like this Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek stick in the shade Work. I feel like I gave this like a pretty average review when I first tried it, and I mean, I guess, yeah, it's nothing like revolutionary, but they're really nice. It's really the shade of this that I love so much. It's like a nude apricot kind of shade. So cute. Kind of similar to that Angel shade, but just a little bit, I don't know, it's got a little bit more maybe red to it. This also makes a really pretty lip color, and they do say that you can use it on the lips. So yeah, really enjoyed that. I find it easy to work with. Again, it's not too pigmented right away, so you can definitely, you know, build it up and not have to worry about that. I like to pick it up on my brush from the stick. It doesn't apply great, you know, directly onto the cheeks from the stick, but, you know, that's true for most products like this. The e.l.f., I still love this so much. The e.l.f. Camo Liquid Blush in Peach Perfect. This is fantastic. Now, this is very pigmented, so you only need like one little dot like that per cheek. I haven't tried any other shades from this line, but this shade I can apply directly to my cheeks and blend out with a brush, and it doesn't end up patchy. It doesn't lift up my foundation. It's just a beautiful shade. Like, this is a perfect peach, in my opinion. Like, this is like the perfect peach for me. Yeah, every now and then e.l.f. really does something impressive. Like, to me, this beats the Rare Beauty. It beats the Say liquid blush. It's so good. It, like, you could tell me this is high end and I would believe you. Also, I used this in my life update, get ready with me. This is the Ilia Multi-Stick in Dear Ruby. Also really like these. This is honestly kind of like the Milk. A little bit like, I don't know, actually, I really like these too. Honestly, I mean, that looks really intense. I like to, again, pick this up on a brush and then apply it to my cheeks. But it's a nice formula because it's very, like, again, sheer and buildable. I mean, look at that color though. I love red blush. And this is like a poppy red, which I would have to say that is my favorite shade of red. I love poppies. I can't decide if my favorite flowers are poppies or tulips. It's really close, but this I love because it is that color of red that's just so vibrant, so summery. It sheers out really nicely to where it actually looks pretty natural on my skin tone. So really enjoyed that as well. We're gonna put that away though. All right, I've got here the Revolution Bright Light Glow Drops. These are like the highlighter version of their bronzing drops. So it's basically just either you can use it as a glowy primer or you can use it as a liquid highlighter, which is the way that I have been using it. I do find that if I apply this after my cream blush, it will kind of lift up the cream blush color. So it's best to apply this as like your first cheek product, I guess. It doesn't really seem to disrupt my foundation, but it will kind of just like move around the blush if you put it on top of that. So that's kind of annoying, but then again, I think that's probably the case with a lot of products like this. So that's that. I'm going to take this out. I did use it a good little handful of times. This, I would have to say, was my favorite bronzer of the month, the Glossier Cloud Paint Liquid Bronzer in Sale. This is so nice. I have really been loving this. It's just so easy to work with. It's, you know, just a squeezy tube liquid bronzer, which at first I wasn't sure how I would feel about that. But the way they formulated this, it's just so easy and fun to use. It's like a gel, kind of. Like, it's almost like a gel type of texture. It just blends in 2 seconds. And the shade is perfect. I love the shade Sail. It's the lightest shade it comes in. And it's just like the perfect bronzer shade for me. It's not too orange, but it's definitely still warm toned. So it, you know, it works as a bronzer. It's just perfect. So that, I mean, yeah, that was definitely, I think, my most used bronzer of this rotation. Also used the LYS bronzer stick in Motivate a couple times, and I like it. It's a little yellow based. You see what I mean there? I guess that's what I mean by caramel. You know, like it kind of has like a yellowy undertone to it. So, I don't know, I like this bronzer. I especially really liked this when my hair was super red, but it's not super red anymore, and so I don't know. It's like, if I'm picking between these two, I'm going to pick the Glossier one every day because it just looks so much more natural on my skin tone. So keeping that in mind, I guess, as we get towards these declutters, I'm still not sure. I don't know, I might keep it because the formula is really nice. Like, it just melts right into your skin. It's super easy to apply. This is a stick that you can apply directly to your cheeks and it doesn't mess up the makeup underneath. So I don't know. I don't know where I am at on this one, but I guess I'm unsure. Still loving my NYX Buttermelt bronzer as blush. That's my favorite way to use this, is as a blush, because at least on my skin tone, this shade ends up looking a little bit rosy. It's like a rosy bronze blush, and I've been looking for a blush shade like that for forever, so I'm really happy to have it now. It smells really good. I actually smell it from here, like a foot away. I do smell it. So just, yeah, it is definitely very fragrant, but I don't mind that. Might put this back in here, but I'm going to put it away for now. This is something new. I have a couple new things that came in PR. This is the Spark Cosmetics highlighter. So this is a new brand to Camera Ready Cosmetics. I think it's exclusive to that website. And this is their Ethereal Glow highlighter in Pure. Okay, this really surprised me. It has a very smooth, velvety feel. It's a powder, but it almost feels like a cream. It's hard to describe, but this has such a gorgeous wet look on the cheeks. I don't have anything else like this. It has a clear base, like you can see. It's white in the pan, so I was worried it was going to be like maybe too frosty, but there is no white base. It's just this beautiful, wet-looking sheen. Stunning. Like, this has gotten me excited about powder highlight again, and I haven't really been super into my powder highlighters recently, but I have been wearing this like every chance I get ever since I tried it. It's got such a beautiful texture. I think I do want to keep this in here just because I've only used it a few times now and I just really want to keep playing with it. I think this is the last PR thing from this drawer. This is the Jones Road. This Jones Road sent over, this is the best blush in Sandy Sable, or just Sandy. Yeah, I think it's just Sandy. I was excited to try this because I did not like the Jones Road Miracle Balms. Those were just not for me. Like, they were just way too balmy for my taste. This is a powder. I do like the shade a lot. It's a very natural shade, kind of like I don't know, I think the name Sandy is a good name for this shade. Like a sandy pink. It's got a little bit of warmth to it. Really easy to work with. It's, again, not too pigmented, but, you know, nice and buildable. I like how tiny the compact is, too. It just, like, doesn't take up much space. So, really been enjoying that. I think I'm going to leave this in here as well, because I just recently received this, and I do want to play with it a little bit more. Milani Luminoso. This is such an icon in the drugstore makeup world, and I still love this. I don't know, I guess I just haven't been as into like blush lighters. I mean, I have to be in the mood for like a very glowy cheek when I wear this, but it's beautiful when I do. I did wear this. I know for sure I did wear this at least a couple of times while it was in this drawer, so I'm going to put this away now, but it is a really beautiful, I mean, now that I'm swatching it, I'm like, wait, no, that is beautiful. Then I also had in here the Revolution Highlighter Reloaded in the shade Just My Type. Honestly, you know, this is just like a pretty typical powder highlighter. It kind of is like a drugstore version of the Becca highlighters. And I don't mean that in a bad way, but that's just what it feels like to me. It's nice. It's definitely pretty intense. Right now, I would have to say I'm preferring this kind of like ethereal, wet looking highlight over this, just because this is so, I don't know, it's just so summery, the Spark one. But I enjoyed this the few times I did use it. I'm going to put that away. And then I also have in here the AOA Studio Perfect Bronzer. Love this as well. This is like a little bit of a darker shade for me, but in the summer it's beautiful. It's a great tone, not too yellow. Nice, just kind of sun-kissed bronze look. But I definitely have used this a lot throughout the past few months, so I'm going to put that away. I also rediscovered this Makeup Revolution Calming Fixing Spray, and I have been reminded just how good this is at keeping your makeup in place. Like, this is a great setting spray for staying power. It also just gives a little bit of glow, but it's not like a greasy kind of glow. It does contain denatured alcohol, which most setting sprays do, and that does help it like lock everything into place. So yeah, really enjoyed this. I think they're discontinuing this though, because I think I can only find it on like the Look Fantastic website, and like a few other random ones. So, but I really like all Makeup Revolution setting sprays that I've tried. They make a good setting spray. That's one of their strong areas for sure. And then this I just keep in here all the time because it's my only kind of like, I don't know what you would call it, a fixing spray. It's the JLo Beauty Glow and Get It hydrating mist. It's not a setting spray, but it does help just kind of like take away the look of dryness or cakiness of your makeup. And it's small, so I just keep that in here. And that's that drawer. There's actually not that much going on in my eye and lip everyday makeup drawer anymore because I set up some more organizers on top of my vanity with like little acrylic drawers, which you'll see in a little bit if you haven't seen those already. So I'm kind of loving just how simple this drawer is now. But yeah, this section just stays the same. It's just brows and eyeshadow primer. Here we have some cream shadows. I am going to go ahead and take all of these out. I do feel like I've been using them a good amount. The only one I didn't use, did I use this? I think I used it once. The Flower Beauty Chrome Crush Pressed Pigment in the shade Quartz. I don't know why I struggle to reach for this. It's so beautiful. And I went through a phase like when I first got this. I mean, you can see the dip in here where I was using this every single day. Like, I love this product. I guess I just haven't been using toppers that much. I'm either doing a one and done or I'm doing a look with a palette. So I guess I just haven't been remembering to use this. But yeah, I think because of that, I'm going to leave this in for another rotation because I do love this and I really want to give it some use. The e.l.f. No Budge Cream Eyeshadow in Wildflower. I'm happy to say I've figured out how to use this. So this, for me, unfortunately, is not a one and done, no budge cream eyeshadow. I wish it was. But it does serve as a really nice eyeshadow base if I'm going to be applying powder shadows on top. So I do have to use an eyeshadow primer underneath, which is fine because I use that every day pretty much. And also another important thing, this is definitely a little goes a long way. So I only need a little bit. So I just take the smallest amount possible and spread that across my lid as far as it'll go pretty much. And so just doing like a super thin layer and then going over that with a powder shadow, it does work really nicely. I'm happy to have been able to make this work because I love this shade so much. It's so adorable. And I have gotten some looks out of it that I've really liked. Also really happy to say I would use the Charlotte Tilbury Eyes to Mesmerize cream shadow in rose gold quite a few times. This, I mainly like to use this as a base. This, sometimes I'll use it on its own, but mainly I use it as a base for looks. So if I'm doing like any kind of rosy, warm toned look, I'll use this as my base. And it really does give like a nice like kind of sunset glow look to the eye. It's really pretty. I still don't think this is worth the price tag. Like you can definitely get this kind of look from any, you know, rose gold shadow in your collection. Like I don't think you need to spend however much on this, but I've been enjoying it nonetheless. Also had ColourPop Ritz in here. I love this eyeshadow so much. I do have a little pan in there. I discovered I actually really like this as a one and done shade. I usually think of this as a topper, but you can see it does have a kind of translucent beige base and then that silver reflect. This by itself on my lids, I was just doing like a quick look for the farmer's market, and this was so cute just by itself on my eyes. It was so easy to throw on, but it looked like I had tried like way harder than I did, you know? I love it. Love it, love it, love it. Norvina just stays in here all the time because I'm trying to use it as much as I can this year. You can see I've already got a ton of use out of this, but just trying to really just use up as much of it as I can since I'm gonna retire it this year. These are the two mascaras I have open right now. I have just a brown one and a black one, so really happy to only have two. It's nice. I hate when I have like more than one of the same color, then it just gets annoying. But the Lethal Cosmetics one I think is going to need to be retired later this month. The Ilia one I think is going to be good until September, I think. I always put it in my calendar the day that it expires, the 6 month basically date after I open it. That's when I call it done. Yeah, really love this Lethal one. It's a tubing mascara, not a very dramatic mascara, but it's great for just giving your lashes like a really nice, fluttery, lengthened and separated look. And it smells like green apple. I also really love the Ilia Limitless Lash. This one is not tubing and it's not waterproof, but it stays on my eyes really well. I don't get flaking or smudging with this one, and I love the brush. So I'm at a really good spot with mascara right now because the two I have open are two that I really enjoy using. So that has been nice because that doesn't happen very often. Okay, this I'm gonna go ahead and take out right now because I can't wear this. This is the Jones Road Cool Gloss in the shade Peony. They sent this along with that little blush. This is a throat stinger like no other. I'm telling you, it's got to be the mix of the castor oil and the mint flavor in here. It has a nice cooling sensation. It's a squeezy tube gloss. I've also learned through this I don't really care for squeezy tube lip glosses that much, but that's beside the point. But the reason I can't keep this is because the second I put it on, it just irritates my throat. I've concluded I really don't think that's an allergy. I think it's just irritation. I think there's a difference between an allergy and something that irritates you, you know, sometimes, and that this is one of those cases. So I'm not worried about it being like an allergic reaction because I know what an allergic reaction feels like in my throat. So that is gonna have to go. This is the only other new thing in here. This is the Ciate London Pump Plump lip gloss. I used this for the first time yesterday. This has kind of a funny applicator. I don't mind this applicator because I think this is actually an airless pump or an airless mechanism where this part here in the bottom, I think is going to continually go up. And I love that. I love that in a lip product. It's just so nice. And I think the way you you just press this down like 1 or 2 times to get the product out. And I find that the tip of this actually does a pretty good job like distributing the product without getting too messy. Yeah, I like this packaging more than I thought it would. So this is the shade Blossom. You can see it's just like a really pale milky pink. Kind of just looks like a clear gloss on my lips. And it's not a painful or like really tingly plumper, but it does like the longer you have it on, it does start to have kind of that almost like slight minty feeling on your lips. It's a subtle plumping feeling, but I did feel like it made my lips look a little bit plumper. So that's been nice. I'm gonna keep this in here and keep playing with it because like I said, I've only used it one time. But so far, I'm definitely enjoying that. I don't think I've tried a lip product quite like that before. Then I've got these 2 lip pencils in here. We had the Essence Soft and Precise Lip Pencil in Happy, which I love. I love that shade, and I love you just love this lip liner. I love a good wooden pencil lip liner. And then this is the AOA Studio lip liner in the shade Satin, which is kind of just like a lighter peach. So both of those have been really nice for summer looks. I haven't been wearing lip liner that much lately. I've just been more in the mood to just throw on either a tinted balm or a gloss. Like that's kind of just what I don't know. When it gets really hot outside, I just want things to be easy and as few steps as possible. So I might just take a break from wearing lip liners for a little bit. I mean, I have them in my new little pencil organizers, so they're right there if I want to use them. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see. And then this is the Ciate London Dewy Gloss in the shade Heartbeat. I'm wondering if this has a slight pH adjusting property to it, because I swear it like almost stains my lips that kind of hot pink color, but not in a bad way. Like I don't always like that color, but I kind of like this gloss. It's got like a fun coral tint to it. And the staining effect, if it does stain at all, it's really subtle. It's not like a, you know, bright pink stain. That I can't really get behind. But yeah, I really like the color of this. The texture, it's like kind of like a lip jelly. And I enjoy it. So that was nice to have in here. Then we have a couple of lipsticks. My relationship with lipsticks has been changing, and I think the declutter video that I'm most excited to do is my lip declutter, because I think I'm probably going to get rid of like most of my lipsticks. Not gonna lie, I'm just not a bullet lipstick person anymore. I don't think it's for me anymore. There's so much more high maintenance. Even like the really comfortable ones are more high maintenance than a tinted balm or a gloss, and that's just what I prefer. So we have the BK Beauty lipstick in Empower. This is, I mean, I love this color, don't get me wrong, but like, I just don't do red lipstick very much, like at all. It's just, I used to love it, but I don't know. I just don't love the way it looks on me. So that's that. And then this is the shade Kindness, which is more of a nude. I really like that shade. Like, that's a great one. This one I'll probably keep. I don't know. We'll see. But nude lipsticks I'm definitely more likely to wear than really bold colors. And I know you can sheer out bold lipsticks, but I'm just going to go for a tinted balm if that's what I want to do, you know? There's that. I love my Bite lip crayon in Stinger still. Like, I think this color I just love so much that I don't know if I would want to get rid of it. Also because you can't get this anymore, and I bought it when it was on closeout. Like when Bite announced that they were closing, I snatched this up because this has been on my wish list, and I was like, oh, well, I guess now's the time to get it. So I don't see myself getting rid of this, because I mean, look at that color, it's so fun. It's bold and bright, but still a little bit muted, you know? So I like that. And then this I use all the time. This is from Revi Beauty. It's their Effortless Lip in the shade Lily, and it is a gorgeous My Lips But Better peachy nude tinted balm. Actually really similar color to BK Beauty Kindness, but just more sheer. So, you know, I love that. So that's that drawer. Yay. Okay, so let's pick out some base products. I think we already have the CoverGirl Clean Invisible, which is a light coverage one. So I think I'm just going to pick one more slightly higher coverage option. I actually think I want to do this one. This is the Urban Decay Face Bond. This I think is a great summer formula because it's self-setting. And I just want to play with this some more. I did review this in a giant, like, tier list speed reviews video. It wasn't really speed reviews, let's be real. But I reviewed this in a tier list video a few months ago. I had kind of a mixed experience with this at first, but it's definitely grown on me, and I just want to use it some more now. So that will be my other foundation. I think that'll be it. Really, I like all my foundations a lot. I don't think any of these I don't think I would consider any of these to be on the chopping block right now, just because, I don't know, I like them all. So that'll just be that one. Also, just want to finish that Sigma color corrector, so that'll be my corrector. For concealer, I think I'm going to do this one. This is the Tarte Shape Tape Creamy. I don't quite know how I feel about this one right now, so I'm going to just have this be my default concealer, and we'll just kind of see how that goes. I don't know, I definitely don't like this as much as the NYX. I do find it's a lot more prone to creasing. I would say this is probably the only concealer right now that I would consider to be on the chopping block, so we'll do that one. Then for powder, I don't think I'm going to get rid of any of my powders because I like them all. story of my life. But this is the Essence Brighten Up Banana Powder. I think this is going to be my pressed powder for the time being, just to switch things up from the CoverGirl. And my loose powder, it's been a while since I've used my Revolution translucent baking powder. This is decanted from here, and I have it labeled just so I remember what it is. But that will be my loose, like, under eye setting powder. I really like this. Like, it's a really solid powder. All right, then back here, again, I don't think any of my setting sprays are on the chopping block right now. Doesn't mean I won't get rid of any of them, but I kind of just know how I feel about all of them. So I think for this month, let's do the Revolution Infinite Setting Spray. I've just been really into my Revolution setting sprays. I have 3 of them: Infinite, Calming, and Sport Fix. They're all fantastic, but let's do Infinite. This one is supposed to be a little bit mattifying, so I think it'll pair nicely with that Urban Decay foundation. Okay, so this is my cheek drawer. So let me go through and just see what are the things that I'm kind of on the fence about. Like, am I not sure? Thing is, but I like everything. That's the thing. That's the problem. I'm going to put this one in. This is the JLo Beauty That Star Filter in the shade Rose Gold. Let's give this another chance. Let's give this another chance. This is not my favorite. I would have to say I probably prefer the Revolution Bronzing Drops as a liquid bronzer. They're kind of similar in the look that they achieve. So let's give the JLo one another chance and see, like, does this serve a special purpose that warrants keeping it, you know? This is definitely on the chopping block, and I'll explain more. But I think I've just concluded I don't like this color. Like, it's just a weird color. This is the About Face cream blush in the shade Laid, and there's something about this color that I just don't vibe with, but I'm gonna put it in my everyday makeup drawer and kind of give it some more chances. Looking through all my other blushes, another one that I'm kind of on the fence about is this Kaja Dewy Bar. I've said before, I just feel like this is okay, but I don't know, there's just nothing about it that makes me excited to use it. This is the shade Peach Cobbler. Maybe it's just that I love peach blush, but I have a few kind of bright corally peach blushes that, I don't, like, do I need them all? Probably not. Another one that I just feel a little bit like I don't know this one very well. This is another one from Kaja, actually, and it's their Whipped Dream. Is this leaking, or what is all over this? There's something kind of oily all over this. This is the Kaja Whipped Dream in the shade Meringue Pink. It's a pale peachy pink. It's just been a while since I've used this, so let's pull that one out as well. Okay, I want to pull in one that I'm like pretty positive I'm going to keep this, but this is the AOA Plush Blush. I just want to add in something a little more red for the summer, and this is the shade Cumulus. It's a really pretty watermelon pinky red. I'm going to add in this really for both the cream highlight and the contour. Since we have that liquid bronzer from JLo Beauty that's kind of like a warmer tone finish, this is actually something I want to use up this year. There's really not much left of the contour side. This is that Uoma Beauty contour and highlight stick. I think they now sell the contour and highlight individually, which is really, I love that. I'm all about that. But I really want to use up that contour side, and I feel like I'm going to probably need to get on that if I want that to happen this year. And I love this contour formula so much. And then this way we'll also have a cream highlight to play with. This is that side. It's a really pretty, like, rose gold highlight. Very dewy. That'll be fun. I haven't used that in a while. And then I'm going to toss in a powder bronzer just to have that as an option. I don't think any of my powder bronzers are on the chopping block. Definitely not this one. This is the Fenty Beauty in the shade Into Sun. Kind of want to see if I can hit pan on this because, I mean, look, you can see the ring. So it looks like we're getting close. Do want to add in a couple powder blushes. Let's do this one just because it's one of my favorites for the summertime. It's the Koki Soft Gradient Blush in Bellissima. This is like the sunburnt red blush. I mean, like, nothing mimics a sunburn quite like this. So that is going to go in as well. You know what? I'm going to put this one in too just because I love it so much. I'm going to put this one back in. The NYX Buttermilk Bronzer in Buttercup. That's like one of my favorite blushes at the moment, even though it's not technically a blush. My lipstick drawer is looking so small. I kind of think after my declutter, I want to just have my lipsticks live in these acrylic organizers because I just love this setup so much. But this is where I keep all of my bullet lipsticks and like some lip stains also. Like I said, I don't know how many bullet lipsticks I'm going to be keeping. It's probably only a handful. Like I think that this is going to be one of my most cutthroat declutters this time around because I think I just need to accept that I just don't care for bullet lipsticks these days. They're just not for me. So I don't even necessarily know which ones I would consider to be on the chopping block because they're kind of all on the chopping block. So I'm just going to pull in ones that I think I'm going to be in the mood to use. Here's one that has been, this was a favorite for me for years. This is the e.l.f. Seriously Satin Lipstick in Nectar. It's a very unique color. I know it might not necessarily look that unique, but it's like a nude brown, but it has a lot of like an apricot peach sort of reddish. I don't know. There's like a lot going on in this shade, I think. But I'm going to add this in and see if I still like it as much as I used to, because it's been a while since I've used it. This one I like. I just really like this one, so I'm going to put it in too. This is a lighter nude from Estate, and this is in the shade Fluffy. It's a nice light beige color. It's good for either just the center of the lips or all over if you want like a light nude. It's not too light, so it's not going to look like concealer lips, but it's just like a step up from that, which I really like. Another summer favorite is this Athr Beauty lip stain. Athr is back, by the way. I think their products are available for sale now. I don't think this is one of the things they brought back. This is the lip stain in the shade Wisdom. It's a beautiful red. Also works great on the cheeks. So let's put that one in. Okay, so that brings us to my tinted balms, which fit so beautifully in this little drawer. This is the one we had in last month, and which I ended up just keeping in my bathroom, the e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Shine in Cheery. I do like to keep one tinted balm in my bathroom just to kind of have to continually use and make progress on. I think for this month I'm going to have it be this one. This is the Quo Beauty Glowy Lip Balm in the shade Coral. You can definitely see it's reminiscent of, I think, those Dior ones. It actually is like a pH adjusting lip balm, so it does give like a pink stain to the lips, but it's really pretty subtle. So I'm going to move that one over to my bathroom, and then I think maybe in here I will do the e.l.f. Hydrating Core Lip Shine in Happy, which is a beautiful, just really like my lips but better shade. It's like a rosy nude. So I might end up keeping both of those in my bathroom, I'm not sure, but those are going to be my two on rotation here. Like I said, I think I'm not going to pick any lip liners this time, just because they're all right here anyway. And I haven't been super in the mood for lip liners. So let's move on to cream and potted shadows. I'm thinking, kind of want to pull in this one again. This is the Merit Solo Shadow in Studio. I really just like the shade of this so much, and I like it for either a base or as a one and done matte shadow. It's just a perfect rosy beige. We still have that Flower Beauty one in there. I'm gonna add in for a topper. You know what? I'm gonna put this one back in. I know it was just in there, but ColourPop Ritz. I've just been loving this, so we'll do that. Let's see. Do I want any eyeshadow sticks? Let's do kind of want this one. This is the Kaja. I'm gonna decide if I want to keep this. This is the Kaja Wink Dazzle. It's like, so it's the 2-in-1 stick and glitter stamp, and this is in the shade Mocha Sparkle. It is a really nice, like, light chocolatey mocha color. So let's add that one as well. Oh yeah, let's pick at least a lip gloss or two. I'm gonna do this one because it's just been a long time since I've used it. The CoverGirl Clean Fresh Yummy Gloss. I have the shade You're Just Jelly. And let's see, we have that Ciate like milky one. I'm just in the mood for summery colors. So I think I'm gonna put this one back in. This is the Lawless Forget the Filler in the shade Juicy Watermelon. And I think that will be it for lips and eye singles. All right, so now for my palette basket. This is what was in here in the last month, or like really more like month and a half. And let's see, some of these I do want to keep in here a little longer, but some of them I am ready to take out. This right here is my magnetic palette that I curated last time. So I'm gonna put together a new color story out of my singles for the next rotation, so let's just put that one aside for now. Alter Ego Midsummer, I do want to keep this one in here. I've been using this a ton, and I mean, obviously the name Midsummer, I've got to keep it in for the rest of the summer because this really is a perfect summer palette. I love especially like the warm mattes over here, and yeah, there's a lot you can do with this. This one is just one of my favorites, so let's keep that one. Essence Coral Me Maybe, I don't think I got around to using very much, so I'm going to keep this one in as well. I love this one for summertime too. Also love the Kaja Beauty Bento in Peach Madeline for the summertime. I just love the simplicity of it. It has just one matte and two really beautiful shimmers. Look at that top shimmer. Oh my goodness, so pretty. So far I'm keeping a lot of these in. I am going to put Flower Coastal Lights away. I do feel like I've finally gotten some good use out of this. I really feel like I've gotten to know this palette better, even though I've had it for like over 6 months. I had barely used it up until just recently, so really enjoying that, but I'm gonna put that one away. Ace Boutte Flora, this one is also just so summer appropriate, so I think I'm gonna keep this one in here. Same with the Odin's Eye Sea Talk palette. I just want to use it more because I have some other looks I want to do with it that I just haven't done yet this summer. So that Alter Ego Coastal, this one I've used quite a bit. I think I will put this one away, even though I would love to keep using it just to make room for something else, but this is beautiful. I love this palette. My Lethal Cosmetics Custom 12 pan, I have determined I really do want to kind of redo this palette and swap a few of the shades out because this color story just is not inspiring me the way that it did when I first made it, like back in 2022. I think my tastes have just changed and I kind of just know what I like a little bit better in eyeshadows now. So yeah, I'm gonna set this one aside, but I did use it quite a few times, especially some of those multi-chromes. And then hopefully later this year I'll order some more shades. Maybe we can even do that together in a video. We'll see. I Need a Nude from Natasha Denona. This I have been actually really enjoying, like surprisingly a lot. This was one of my most used palettes, I think, of this basket. And, you know, when I reviewed it, I was kind of just like I don't feel like it's worth the price tag. I still have some complaints about it, but ultimately I just really have loved a lot of the looks that I've gotten out of it. And I especially like it this time of year because of those warm, like terracotta peach mattes. Those are just so beautiful. I love those kinds of shades in the summer. So part of me just wants to keep this in here. I think I am going to keep this in here. I mean, this is my most expensive palette, I think, and I mean, I paid for this myself, so like this is something that I really want to, if I'm in the mood to use it, I'm going to use it, you know? So I'm going to keep that in here, and then I'm also going to keep my Clarity So Amazing palette in, just because this is another total summer palette. And again, I just didn't get around to using it this past rotation. I'm going to need to repress. This yellow shade is crumbling again. I don't know, the shades in here make me kind of nervous because they do crumble kind of easily. So I guess I'm only putting away 3 of the palettes that were in there, but still I have room for a few more that I want to add in. Okay, so I have a lot more room left in this basket, so I'm just going to kind of fill it up and then we'll call it there. This is one of my favorite summer palettes, so I'm going to put it in. This is the Sigma Ambiance palette. I would say this is one of my favorite palettes in my collection. I just love how yummy and caramely and warm these shades are. They're so beautiful, especially for the summertime. And this palette is a lot more versatile than I thought it was when I first saw it. Like, yes, it is a warm brown palette, so there's, you know, only so much you can do with it. But there is a lot you can do within these shades. Like, I think they did a good job making it versatile, despite being kind of a monochrome palette. Heidi wants to get in the drawer. Baby, no, 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 not right now, not right now, I'm sorry. I'm gonna pull in a different flower palette. I'm just gonna go back to Desert Lights. This one is also, I think, stunning for the summertime. And actually, you know what? I think would make a great companion with Sigma Ambiance. Yeah, I think those would look really cute together. So let's do that. One that I really like in the summertime is the Nomad Okavango Safari palette. Yeah, this just looks summery to me. I love these earth tones. I love the warm tones and the greens. Let's see, I like to keep the number to about 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That is 10. I think this is good. I'm not looking in here and seeing anything else that I'm like dying to use. Actually, let's pull in this one, just one more. The Alter Ego Dream Gaze palette. I just want to use this some more because this is like the prime time of year to use pastels. And I don't want summer to be over before I get to use that a few more times. Okay, so now it's time to curate my singles palette. So these are the ones that I had in here last time. I went with like a fun kind of pinky purpley blue color story. But I'm going to completely redo it because I have something else entirely in mind. I think I want to do something involving more of like the yellows and warm tones, like warm toasty browns. Because as you can tell, that's kind of what I'm in the mood for right now. I also have this little section because these didn't fit in here. I'm gonna add, let's see, let's do this one. This is Grandstand from Makeup Geek. It's like a rose gold shimmer, really pretty shimmer. I think that's probably all I'm gonna pull in from this section. All right, so then let's do this matte brown. This one is Runyon Canyon from the BH Lost in Los Angeles palette that I depotted. And then let's also do this deeper brown. I think this is also, no, I think this is from Mimosa. Oh, this is Happy Hour from the Mimosa palette. Let's do this really fun peach shimmer as well. This is Malibu from the BH Lost in LA. Let's do an orange, the shade OJ from the BH Mimosa palette. Then I'm definitely eyeing these yellows and golds over here. I'm gonna do this little pastel yellow. This is the shade Intoxicating from the Summer in Saint Tropez palette. And then I feel like I need at least one more shimmer in here. Let's do this one. This is the shade Exotic from Summer in Saint Tropez. So mostly depotted shadows in this round. Let's see. I'm gonna also toss in, this is like, I think of it as a matte, even though it's one of those sequin shades from ColourPop. This is the shade Vibrant Thing from the Miss Bliss palette. That is a really nice crease shade, so let's toss that one in there. And is there anything else? I think I have room for one more. Let's just add in another, this is like a bronzy gold shimmer. This is the shade Paradise from Summer in Saint Tropez. Okay, I actually love how this turned out. I'm really excited to use these. So with that, let's go ahead and get into the get ready with me and try on some of these products. Okay, so I am going to start out with some of that Milk Makeup Hydra Grip Primer. I've already applied some of my Ardell Brow Glue. Okay, I'm really excited to use the Urban Decay Face Bond foundation today. I think today's going to be a good day to try it out because it's a really hot day. We are in the midst of a heat wave right now. I'm really curious to see how this holds up on a really hot day because I tried it really in the spring when the weather was very spring-like, but I haven't really tried it in the dog days of summer yet. So, also, speaking of really hot weather, if you live somewhere where it gets really hot, like 90s to 100, and you don't have AC, give me all your tips for staying cool in the summer because we don't have AC where we live. It's really common to not have AC in really like the Pacific Northwest, just because most places haven't really needed it up until the past few years. We do want to get a window unit, but I think we're going to wait till we live in our new place because the place where we live now just doesn't really have a good window for an AC unit. So we're making do with just basically we have like a couple box fans and we've like covered up the windows with blankets to keep the sun out. It also just helps provide a little bit of insulation. So that's what we've been doing. But I know there are some countries where it gets hot like this like all summer long and it's just super normal to not have AC. And I would love to know your tips because I'm a big baby when it comes to heat. Like, are we pilling right now? Like, what is this? What is on, like, it's almost like my, I don't know if it's my sunscreen mixed with the primer, mixed with the foundation. That's like lifting up weirdly. Okay, it doesn't look like my face is pilling, but I'm getting like a little bit of pilling down here. Yeah, this foundation is one where you have to kind of work quickly to blend it in, but sometimes it can get kind of funky. I think it might just be mixing weird with the primer and the foundation. I don't know if I've ever tried it with the Milk Hydra Grip Primer, so that might be the culprit. But it looks okay on my face. Like, I think we're good. I'm gonna not touch it anymore because I think the more I mess with it, the more it might pill. So I'm just gonna leave it alone now. We have actually a thermometer attached to an alarm clock that we have. I don't know how accurate the thermometer is, but it at least helps us gauge like how hot it's getting in here. And yesterday was the hottest day so far, and it got to be 86 degrees inside. So it's hot for sure, but it's not like unmanageable levels of hot inside. Okay, so I just applied the Tarte Shape Tape Creamy Concealer. I always get questions about what concealer brush this is. It's the BK Beauty Angie Hot and Flashy A506. I use it every single time I apply concealer, pretty much. I have never tried a brush quite like it, and I've heard it referred to as a kitten paw, and I think that is the cutest description ever. It really is like a little kitty paw. Today and yesterday are the hottest days so far, so once we get through these, I think we're gonna be okay, but I know a lot of the country is in a heat wave right now. We're just trying to get through it. I'm trying to keep the cats nice and hydrated. I've been giving them a ton of wet food with gravy, you know, the kind that has like extra gravy. Just been letting them have as much of that as they want. It's their favorite. So I just want them to be hydrated. So we've just been letting them basically eat as much of that food as they want. And they seem to be doing okay. Their bodies, I think, have gotten acclimated to the hotter weather. I'm going to do the Uoma contour stick today. Let's just see. Actually, I'm gonna pick this up on a brush first. Speaking of BK Beauty, this is the only BK Beauty brush I've tried, and I've tried like pretty much all of them. I have a lot of their brushes. This is the only one I've tried where the ferrule has come loose. So that is surprising to me because their brushes are like usually really well made. So I don't know if I just got a fluke here, but this is the 109. I love this brush. It's like the mini version of the 101. These are like small, medium, and large, these three. The Kitten Paw, the 109, and the 101. I love these brushes, but the 109, I mean, I've washed it quite a number of times, and to be fair, I probably am not the best at washing brushes. Like, I know sometimes I accidentally like tilt it this way and the water might get down in there, so I don't know. Maybe that was my fault, but anyway, I just want to let you know, because I know I'm always raving about their brushes and like, just heads up. But I have not had that happen with any of their other brushes, so I'm thinking I may just like glue this one back down, and I'm sure it'll be fine, but you know, for the price tag, you kind of would hope that that wouldn't happen. It is a really nice size for cream cheek products. I think for blush today, I want to do my AOA Studio Plush Blush. This is a liquid blush. I'm going to just apply this to the back of my hand. I have applied it straight to my cheeks from the brush as well, but I do think I get the most even application this way. This is a nice, it's almost like a gel. It's actually, you know, pretty sheer. So even though it looks like kind of a bright, bold color, it does sheer out really nicely. Isn't that such a cute color? So I'm just picking up the rest on my brush, kind of just like working it in there, and then going over that. It's maybe a little patchy on this side. See how that looks? I think my foundation reacted weirdly to the Milk Primer. So maybe those two don't work well together. Like I've said, this Urban Decay Face Bond, it's finicky, but when it looks good, it looks really good. Yeah, it's almost like everything is pilling up right in this spot. So, I don't really know what to do about that, because I feel like the more I touch it, the more it's gonna pill. Yeah, no, this side looks okay, but this side over here is like really bad. Okay, I'm gonna set my under eye concealer. That Tarte concealer definitely needs to be set. So I'm using that Makeup Revolution translucent baking powder. This is a great powder and an excellent bang for your buck. You get so much product in that little bottle. It's definitely not the e.l.f. light pink powder. That is still my favorite for the under eyes, but for a translucent under eye powder, this one's great. I know they have some banana ones. I'm not going to take the foundation down my neck just because I was having some pilling there. I am going to just set my cheeks with that Essence Brighten Up banana powder because this can help blend out a patchy cheek. Yeah, I mean, it's still not perfect, but it's better. So I think I'm going to leave the rest of my face unset because it's so hot. I just want as few things on my face as possible. I do want to put on some of this Spark Cosmetics highlighter just to show you what it looks like. It is so pretty. This is the EcoTools Soft Highlight Brush. It's my favorite highlight brush. Kind of reminds me of those Athr Beauty highlighters that I love so much. It is, like, it does have a little bit of sparkle to it, but it's so just smooth and wet looking and like ethereal. Probably going a little ham, but I just love this highlighter so much. Look at that. I'm going to fill in my brows with the NYX Lift and Snatch Brow Pen in Taupe. I like the taupe one so much more than the blonde one. Just because the taupe one matches my brow hairs perfectly. I'm going to do a peachy warm eye look with some of these shadows. I'm actually going to use the Kaja Wink Dazzle stick in Mocha Sparkle, just the crayon side, for now anyway, as my eyeshadow base. I really like that color a lot. The only issue I have with these Kaja sticks is that they really don't stay in place. Like, they don't really lock into place. Even over an eyeshadow primer sometimes. I really like how easily they blend and apply, but like, I don't know, if an eyeshadow isn't going to stay on my eyes, then I don't really see the point, you know? In my crease, I'm going to use this peach sequin shade from the ColourPop Miss Bliss palette. Kind of eyeing, let's go into the Flower Desert Lights palette, actually into this deepest shade, and build that up just here in my outer corner and upper lash line. Okay, so I've got it laid down, and now I'm just kind of smudging it out. It's a really nice shade. Maybe I could have applied a little bit less of that. A little goes a long way, definitely. I might smudge that out some more, but for now, I think we're good. On the lid, actually, I'm going to keep going with this flower palette. I'm going to take some of this shade and tap that all over my lid. You know what I actually want to do, because I think this blush is almost a little bit too cool toned for this look. I am just going to take some of my Fenty bronzer and just apply some of that on top of the blush. I don't want to darken my cheeks very much, but I just want to kind of warm them up a little bit. Since my eye look is so bronzy, I think it should help. Back to my pencil brush, I'm just going to kind of smoke out this area even more. And then back to my fluffy crease brush, I'm just blending everything around the edges. Okay, then I'm going to take this peach shimmer and pop that in my inner corner. Ooh, that's fun. You know what? I've already decided. I think I'm going to wash off this look after this because it's not my favorite. Between the way the foundation is sitting, the blush, the way the blush goes with the eye look. Like, I really like the eye look, but everything else, yeah, I'm not going to wear this all day today because I do have to leave the house today. So I am going to just, for fun, because it's hot and I want to refresh my face, I'm going to spritz on some of this Makeup Revolution Infinite Setting Spray. For mascara, I'm going to do just some of my Ilia Limitless Lash. Just a light coat. Okay, I think on my lips I want to do the Estate lipstick in Fluffy. See how that looks. It's a nice peachy nude. Yeah, I like the way that goes with the eye look. Just ignore the cheeks. Everything else about this look I really like. When I picked the blush color, I also wasn't thinking about what I was going to do on my eyes, so it ended up, I don't know, just not my favorite look overall. But I do like the eye and lip combo a lot. So that is what's going to be in my everyday makeup drawer for the next few weeks. Really excited to use these things and also give some things some last chances. But thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today. I hope you had fun. If you did, be sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe if you haven't already. I do also have a Patreon and a channel membership if you would like to support my channel and get some extra content. I do a vlog and makeup video for my patrons and members every month, so I'd love to see you over there as well. Otherwise, I hope you have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye!